Jim, you're in Italy? No, not in Italy, Italy. I'm in Little Italy in San Diego, California. So I'm here checking this out. And yeah, I checked out the harbor, the beach area. Beautiful. Another beautiful beach area. And seeing the ships out there for the Navy ships that are out there docked. And yeah, another wonderful, wonderful beach area and the Mission Point and all of that. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna go to the Little Italy area of San Diego and maybe get some authentic Italian food. So here we are. Without further ado, let's check it out. (1898) historical landmark. This old house. Yeah, those some old houses here. Another beautiful day. Nice breeze blowing. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Nice. Very nice, sir. Very, very nice plan. I bet you the pizza here tastes like it's straight from Italy. I bet you the pizza and the food tastes like it was made right in downtown, small little town in Italy, I bet. And then there's always that debate, oh, New Jersey pizza's better, New York pizza's better. It looks good. It looks good. Some more pizza pies. Some more pizza pies. So what do you guys think? What's the best pizza? New York pizza? New Jersey pizza? I don't know. I'd have to try them, see which is best. There we go. Health bowl.
They're making a martini.
Yeah.
Yes, contestants!
Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
That's a great song.
And this house never ain't no snow. Anytime
She goes away. Great song. I know, 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 I know. Can't do it. He beat me. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I'm just here.
Right. Making some improvements out here. Building and adding on. Putting the money back in the business. That's what I'm talking about. Lady sitting by herself. Lady at the bar drinking by herself. People love their doggies. They love their doggies here in Little Italy. Yeah, San Diego, very interesting city. One thing I've noticed, it's more of a challenge to drive here. The driving's crazy. It got so crazy, even the GPS gets confused and doesn't know what to do because of all the different turns, and you got to be on it quick when driving around here. That's one thing I noticed. But yeah, this is a nice area here. Bill Withers. I was trying to figure out who was singing that song, There Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. Bill Withers. Yep. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. That's a great song. That's going back a ways. Yeah, man, Bill Withers. They don't make music like that anymore. They don't make music like that. That has some music like that's got some feeling to it, got soul to it. He meant that when he sang that song. Yeah, buddy. He meant it. So they got a train system here. Their own system. I'm not sure how it works, but I saw their trains going by. Their what do you call it, service. So yeah, man, San Diego. What's this here? Oh, I stumbled upon Waterfront Park. Well, maybe I'll check that out just to kind of see it, and then before I circle back around to one of the restaurants. There it is. Huh. Yeah, what a nice area. You can come down here, have dinner, get a glass of wine if you want to, or go for a nice little evening stroll with your special somebody, you know. Walk off the pasta if you ate that. Yeah, nice. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, check this out. Water points, bathrooms. Yeah, so that's good. Gotta have bathrooms, man. That's another thing I've noticed. A lot of security. The two security guards over here. But I've noticed in the stores and grocery store parking lots, they've got security on golf carts, and they're roving. So that's pretty cool to have that security presence. But check out this waterfront, man. We got some old ships. Port, what does that say? Port side pier? Am I reading that correctly? Man, you got some beautiful boats and ships out here. Check this out. What the hell is that? San Diego City and County Administration Building. Wow, what a building. The noblest motive is the public good. I like that. What is MCMXXVI in Roman numerals? Erected, they put it in the Roman numbers. And then you got the airport right here too. Jets taking off left and right. So I've taken a step away from the Little Italy. I'm not too far from it, but I want to check this out here. You got some really cool ships, and some of them are the old style wooden ones. I want to see them. Yeah, and then I'll go back to Italy, and then I'll go back to Italy. I'd like to go to Italy for real one day. I'd definitely like to do that. Mamma mia. Go to you know, people say I look Italian. And I did one of those 20, what do you call it? 21 and me DNA tests just for fun. And now some of you already know biologically I'm Puerto Rican. You know, I was adopted, raised by another family, white Caucasian family. But my mother and father were Puerto Rican. I still know my biological mother. My birth father, I never knew. He died when I was young. But I did one of those DNA tests, sent it off just for fun, just to see what it came up with. And my bloodline comes from Spain and Portugal. Was a very high percentage. I'll have to look at it again. But yes, a very high percentage of my DNA is Spain and Portugal. And when I look at Spanish people, I can see it in me, and the way my body is, you know, my slenderness is Spanish. Yeah, I do. I could blend in Spain and Portugal very well, and probably could even in Italy, you know, because I've had people tell me that, Jim, you look Italian, or maybe even a little bit of Greek. But anyway, just a little bit of information here. But I'm gonna go check out these ships and boats here. This is a different world for me, coming from the Army. Now this is Navy. Life out on the water. Life on the water. If I joined the Navy, I don't know what I would have done for a job. Maybe I would have tried out to be a Navy SEAL. I don't know. Knowing me.
Bye.
I'm glad you didn't fall. Glad you didn't fall.
Exactly. That's so weird.
Yeah. Portside Pier. Star of India is the oldest iron-hulled merchant ship afloat, built on the Isle of Man, Great Britain. Launched in 1863 and christened Uturpe, I can't pronounce that. Circumventing the Earth 21 times, stopping in San Francisco. Wow, this thing's got a lot of history. I'd have to look this up. Imagine setting sail on this thing. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. That's a whole different kind of thing. You know, I'm aviation, airplane, helicopter pilot, and a lot of our terminology that we have in aviation came from naval, you know, naval terms.
Like they carry and stuff. So like, yeah.
The U.S. Navy and the Port of San Diego. This is a cool place down here, man. Maritime Museum.
I'm talking to
Okay, so you can tour these old boats, submarine and whatnot here, and go through all of that, because they've got it goes down a ways of all these old ships. And before, what we witnessed there was a promotion ceremony. So I'm not sure if they were a married couple, but yeah, they were doing their she was you know, administering the oath of enlistment there for the next promotion, I think. Because she the female Navy, I think she might have been I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with their rank structure. It looks like major. So the guy was getting promoted. It looked like the rank of major, but it might be captain in the Navy. I'm not sure. I have to learn the Navy rank system. But yeah, they were getting promoted right out here, walking right by that. And they chose this location for that. So that was pretty cool to capture that in real time. Somebody getting promoted to the next rank.
We usually have either up to 2. So 2 minimum, and then we can have up to like 4 or 5 minutes.
Did you hear that creaking? Kind of spooky. That's spooky. I was just walking by those Navy folks, and I guess they had different name tags. So no, that wasn't a spouse. I thought maybe it might have been dual, dual military spouse, kind of thing. But she had a different name tag than him. So I don't know. It was interesting that she pinned him. So maybe she's a special friend to him to pin his new rank on. Yeah, so I'm being nosy. Being a single guy, I didn't have a spouse pinning me whenever I got promotions. Sometimes I felt kind of awkward and weird that way in the military. All those milestones, graduating from schools. Man, nice boat. That's a nice boat. All those schools and promotions and graduations and milestones and airborne schools, Ranger schools, special forces, flight training, getting pinned as an aviator and all that. And I didn't have a spouse to be there, and I didn't want to burden my father to come down to all these places. He didn't really care to travel long distance. And so I usually just had a buddy do the pinning for me, and so that worked out for me. So I just had or I would link up with the other single soldier, and we would then just pin each other at the school. So I'd find those single guys, and then we just did our own thing, and my nickname was Book because of my last name. Congratulations, Book. Pin the rank on or whatever, or the Ranger tab or whatnot, But it was all right. But I admired the families when a spouse, a wife, or if it was a female, the husband would come to the ceremony and be there at their graduations or pin their new rank on them. And then sometimes the kids would be there, and maybe even the kids would help out, and there's the wife and the kids there for that special occasion in the military. So I didn't have that as a single guy all those years. And anyway, just a little side note, as that brought back memories watching the oath being administered. And I did that myself as a former company commander. I was a company commander for a medical evacuation company, and we had about 144 people that I was in command of. So yeah, I was captain in a slot that was reserved for a major. In the medevac unit in the Army, captains are the platoon leaders, majors are the commanders. But in the other conventional units, the captain is the commander. But in the medical evacuation company, that's the structure that you have. Well, it was one of those situations where we didn't have a major. The other major left for some reason, and I was the senior captain, and I got a call late at night from the colonel, and I had his name in there, colonel, and his name. And I was sitting on my couch watching TV. It was late at night. I was getting ready to go to bed pretty soon, And he calls me late at night, and I thought, what the heck is the battalion commander calling me at this hour for? Hey, Captain, is this a good time? I said, yeah, it's okay. It's a good time. He said, yeah, Major so-and-so, the name, I don't want to mention the names, had to move on, which I still don't know to this day why he was moved on early. And you're the senior captain, so now you're the commander now. Have a good night. I barely slept that night. Broadway Pier. Yeah, I barely slept that night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and here I am, a captain. I hadn't even been to the captain's career course yet, so I didn't have the training that I was supposed to have to be able to lead as a captain. And but the one thing I did have is my ranger training, and that helped tremendously, is being ranger trained, and that's what I relied on. And just everything that I knew about leadership came out, things that I had read: surround yourself with good people, delegate authority, task organize, keep overall responsibility, and all of that good stuff. And something that became overwhelming and unsure of how that was going to work out, you know, being called into leadership like that. And it actually turned out to be a great experience. And in some instances, I wish I could have commanded a little bit longer. And just as I was getting used to doing the job is when they found another major to fill the slot. And then I ended up going back to just a captain platoon leader, and then eventually moving on into another unit. But yeah, another military Army story. As I'm here around the Navy and Marines, and it's bringing back those Army stories. But yeah, look at this, the California Spirit. Yeah, I know this video is kind of going off on a tangent, but I like to share things when I can, and a little bit more about me, because I find that sometimes I'm a mystery to people. And so I've just, you know, it's good to share stories, tell stories. And so that's what I do. And maybe somebody might get something out of it, I don't know. But also to let you know a little bit about me and my background and experiences, that by looking at me you would never ever guess that I once commanded a medical evacuation company and was in charge of that operation. They're working on a Freedom Park here in the next couple years. Yeah, they're working on it. Top secret operation. Look at that. USS Midway. That's what this is. The USS Midway. CV-41. Again, I'm ignorant in the Navy terms. What's CV? United States ship, USS. I do know that. Welcome aboard, it says. Yeah, I don't know how I would fare in the Navy on a ship. I don't know. I guess I would get used to it. But yeah, I don't know what I would do in the Navy, what my job would be if I did the Navy. I just had too much Army influence in my family line. I just never considered the Navy, and I was interested in helicopters. And I knew the Army had most of the helicopters, so that's how come I chose the Army. But man, how fun. Yeah, the Navy would have been pretty cool. Yeah, those Navy SEALs are awesome. The Navy jets. Man, could I have been a jet pilot? You know what's funny is I've talked to guys who were in the Navy, and not once were they ever on a ship. Yeah, Jim, I was in the Navy for 8 years, and not once was I ever on a ship. Yeah, and they get stationed in some interesting places. The corpsman. Yeah, I got assigned to the Marine Corps as a corpsman. Yeah, that's where I did my time, and blah blah blah. Like it's just interesting. Not everybody does ship duty, but I can't imagine months on ship. But they're like cities, you know. It's kind of like going on a cruise, I guess. Floating cities. You got everything. Barbershop, stores, you name it. Regular rotation, hot racking it. Yeah, one guy gets out of the rack, the other one goes in, sleeps on shift. Oh yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I would have become if I would have decided to choose the Navy over the Army. But people tried to tell me, said, Jim, man, you ought to join the Air Force, Jim. Man, join the Army. What for? Another guy told me, yeah, join the Navy. You could be on a ship. You got your bed with you. You don't have to sleep on the ground like the Army guys do. Yeah, they were right. I slept on the ground many, many a time. And, but I got to fly those helicopters, so that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Got to be a Green Beret. Yeah, so not too shabby. I think I did a pretty damn good job in the Army. Yes, sir. Something that I can look back on and proud of. And was able to pull that off and crushed it, in my humble opinion. And definitely learned a lot. But let me turn this camera around so you can see what I'm looking at here. And then you can see the Navy out there. The real ships, not museum pieces like this. But it is impressive. And there's always friendly competition with the services, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, but we're all on the same team. At the end of the day, we're all on the same team. And but it is true, you know, the Air Force, they have nicer facilities. When I was in the Army, we always, if we were near an Air Force base or we were going there for something, we definitely noticed it and can appreciate their dining facilities and everything was so much nicer than the Army's. And I was told that the Air Force gets the same amount of money as the Army with less people. They said that's why their facilities are so much better than the Army's. I don't know how true that is. But yeah, they had nice facilities. Their barracks were nicer. Their dining facilities were nicer than ours. Yeah, they always had better living conditions than us Army guys. Yeah. Air Force. And I know this might sting a little bit for some to hear this, but it's true. you want honesty. The women in the Air Force were better looking than the Army girls, which I don't understand why that is, but for some reason the Air Force girls were a lot more attractive than the Army girls. And but I stayed away from the military girls. I didn't date Army girls. I may have gone out a couple of times and nothing serious, you know. Had some fun, you know, and but other than that, no. But some people, yeah, they fall in love and marry another service member. So that's very common. Dual military. So you see that quite a bit, and they stay in, and or some of them stay in and both of them retire. They got dual pensions. Dual pension. Yeah, living good, you know. And so I have seen that. But yeah, I could probably just tell Army stories. That could be another topics of discussion. It's just sharing all my Army stories. And but yeah, I've got a lot of them. 23 years of Army service. So I just share what I know about that. But yeah, San Diego, yeah, a lot of cool things, a lot of cool places to see. Beautiful city. And Mission Beach, I went to Mission Beach. Another nice beach, another nice area. I didn't want to inundate you with more water and sand showing Mission Beach, but it was beautiful. It was a beautiful beach. Another nice area. But yeah, I checked that out. And but yeah, there's oh, and I saw their what do you call it? Their pioneer, their village of the original buildings where California started was in San Diego. The original buildings they preserved. So I went and checked that out. And so that was interesting. The original buildings. And but yeah, USS Midway. Remember that photo? The iconic photo, end of the war. And they didn't even know each other. He just grabbed onto her and kissed her. Nowadays, if you do something like that, you'll have a case. Sexual harassment. If you try to pull that stunt today. I wish it was that simple today. The war is over, boys. We're going home. Yeah, they fought a war and that was it. A lot of those World War II veterans, and they came home and carried on with life like nothing to it, you know, starting their businesses, working in the factories, starting families, buying homes, and that kind of thing. It's a different time. And then Bob Hope, who entertained the troops. Yeah, he did a lot.
Had a great ocean trip, didn't care at all. We had a few big Canada blue line all the way, and here we are. Everybody had a lot of fun complaining.
82nd Airborne patch. I wore that patch for about 8 years. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division and jumped from planes. Some more stories. Purple Heart.
wonderful. I'm very thrilled to be here. I really have nothing new to report on the stage. You know, the stage that's where Churchill lives.
Bob Hope.
Getting close to the troops. That's good.
You know who this is? Tuskegee Airmen. Do you know who the Tuskegee Airmen are? You might want to look that one up. And I'm not too sure how many more of them are left. I know there can't be that many left. Fish market. Another thing about me is that I like military movies, war movies. And one of them, believe it or not, is a Navy movie. It's called U-571. I'm sure some of you have seen it. The actor Matthew McConaughey, who plays Mr. Tyler, the skipper. And the other actor is the old chief, the old senior chief. The last name's Keitel. I can't remember his first name. But there's a scene in that movie that sticks with me, and because I'm a former Army leader, leadership situations catch my eye. And it's a great teaching point. And there's that scene where the senior chief, played by Keitel, and the Mr. Tyler, played by Matthew McConaughey, they're sitting in the galley and they're just drinking some coffee. And it's just the two of them sitting there. And the senior chief says to Mr. Tyler, "Mr. Tyler, permission to speak freely." And Matthew McConaughey says, "Of course, Chief." And the chief says to Mr. Tyler, see if I can remember it. He says, "Mr. Tyler, this is the Navy, where a commanding officer is a mighty and terrible thing, a man to be feared and respected. He's all-knowing, all-powerful. Don't you ever say again what you said to the boys back there, 'I don't know.' Those 3 words will kill a crew, quick as a depth charge. You're the skipper now. And the skipper always knows what to do, whether he does or not." And I just loved that scene. And it just came to my memory. But yeah, U-571, a great film where it's a German U-boat, and they go, Matthew McConaughey's leading a team to act as I guess it's sunk, and they acted as a rescue party to go rescue the German crew, but their cover was blown, and they found themselves in a bad situation, and overcame a lot of challenges, and the young skipper rising to the occasion to lead that crew. And it's moving. It touches me when I think about it. And but I like that dialogue between an enlisted man and an officer, where the enlisted oftentimes, because of their seniority, can oftentimes mentor a young officer. And that's what I get from that. I get from that scene. And so that I just thought it was touches me when I think about it. So anyway. All right, here we go. Here we go. Good. Check this out. Before my dinner, this is what they brought out. So soup, salad, and garlic bread. So yeah, ordered some eggplant parmesan and lasagna. So there you go. We're eating Italian. I'm not sure what kind of soup this is, but it's very good. I can let you see it. It's got like beans and chickpeas, different kinds of beans in it, and pasta. It's a very good soup, and the bread is very, very good. Very, very good. So it's a nice little restaurant. Very cozy, not bad. Here we are, Little Italy. Check this out. Check this out. Eggplant parmesan and lasagna. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat it all, but it looks good. All right, I had my eggplant parmesan and lasagna. I'm not a big dairy person, but I thought, well, or a meat person, as you know, I try to stay away from it. But since here at Little Italy, I had to try the food. And somebody else asked me about, what are you eating? You know, share with us what you're eating. So, but I didn't want to set up the camera while I was eating it. But let's just say it was delicious. Probably some of the best eggplant parmesan and lasagna I've ever had, and that's not an exaggeration. It was so much, I had to get a to-go bag to take it with me. I couldn't even eat it all. That's how much food they loaded me up with. And I got a cannoli to go. So I'm just too full to eat it right now. I want to get run over. But yeah, delicious food. Cooking it up fresh in there. Good Italian meal. The salad was excellent. Very good salad. It was loaded with beans and chickpeas and other things. A very good salad too, and a good soup. So and the bread. The bread was delicious too. So I have no complaints with my visit to Little Italy. Now I'm gonna go and check out a few sites before I head back to my my hotel room. So I'm probably gonna sleep well tonight. Headed back to my hotel, and I had to at least get a sample of this cannoli. There it is. So I'm gonna try this thing and see what this is all about. All right, here we go. Very, very good. Very good food. And that's all I'm going to eat of that, because I am stuffed. That was enough food for 2 people, what they fed me. Man, I definitely got some leftovers for tomorrow. So anyway, that concludes my San Diego trip, and heading back down the road tomorrow.